Hey gardeners, today I am shopping in my own garden. I call this Jay's Nursery, also known as Jay's Garden. I'll be walking around looking for things to divide or either to move to add to different places in my garden. Fall is a perfect time to start moving things around, replanting for next year's garden. So that's what I'm doing. I have been intentional about not spending too much money at the nurseries these days because I can look around this garden and make new plants by doing divisions or propagations. So come with me as I look for things to add to my garden for free. So let me show you this area first. This is where my autumn joy sedums were growing. Different varieties of sedum are growing back here. I have the dark Mojave Jewels sedum here, autumn joy sedum, and there are some other types that I don't remember the name of. But this time of year, they start to get a little tired. So you can see a lot of new growth here. So I'm taking the chance to go ahead and cut the tops off of these, the ones that have fallen to the ground. And I'll dig a hole. You see a hole that I started to prepare back there. That's for something else. But I will take more cuttings and just stick them in the ground, water them in, and hope for the best. So let me walk back here and show you another plant that I will be digging up. You can see under this sunshine ligustrum, there is an echinacea coneflower growing under this bush. And that coneflower looks really strong. And that is the purple native coneflower. So I will be digging that up and moving it to another location in the garden. This area of the garden was created using the sheet mulching technique. So this soil is excellent. Over the years, I have not had to remulch this area because I allowed the leaves from my crepe myrtle tree to fall and decompose into this area. So this soil is very fertile and so much more improved from the heavy red clay soil that originated here. All right, so let's dig this up. I already prepared the hole for it. Hitting some roots here. So I want to keep the roots as much intact as I can because that way I'm hitting some bigger roots, possibly my crepe myrtle tree or this sunshine ligustrum, probably the crepe myrtle tree. But I really want to get around this coneflower to preserve the established roots. Oh, that's coming out nicely. There we go. And I will make sure to pull any extra weeds that have attached themselves to this plant. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, that will be perfect. So I will backfill with the original soil. And I'll water that in really well. The autumn joy sedum will grow back and there'll be this coneflower right behind it. This will get much taller than the autumn joy sedum. So I'm thinking about the height of the plants that I'm moving. So this, you can see how tall this is. Currently, this purple coneflower will get maybe 3 feet tall eventually. Today is October 28th. I'm going around my garden looking for things that I can dig up and add to the Hellstrip in the front yard. You guys know how inflation has really made the prices on the plants go up a lot this year. So my challenge today is to find as many plants as I can and add them to my Hellstrip. Come with me. These are some of the plants I picked up. This is a Kudos Agastache, which is very pretty, very drought tolerant. And this is also an Agastache. It's a purple one. Let's see, don't know the name of this one, but I bought 2 of those. So I will be adding those to this Hellstrip. All right, so what I'm going to do is start to dig as many holes as I can, just kind of space things out, because eventually I want these plants to be very close together as they grow bigger. So I really don't measure, I just eyeball it to see how far they should be apart. I don't have a plan. I'm just going to start digging. I'll just start digging holes and walking around the garden to see what I can find and add to this space. So I've dug about 15, 16 holes in this area. Notice that I still have my creeping Jenny in several different areas, which is fine. I love creeping Jenny, especially in the Hellstrip, because of the way it spreads and fills in empty spaces. There are a lot of weeds in this Hellstrip, and I think this is centipede grass. But that doesn't keep me from planting, because I pull weeds. I think pulling weeds is a bit meditative. So I'll come out here and pull weeds almost daily in the springtime and summertime. So as I put in new plants, I'll use my kneeling pad there and just start pulling up those extra weeds that are surrounding these holes that I just dug. So now the fun part. I'm going to go through the garden and see if I can find 16 plants, not 16 different plants, but 16 divisions or plants that I can move to this area. Gardeners, this is a clump of lily bulbs that I just dug up. And you can see right here, this is one of the mother bulbs. This one actually bloomed this year. But there is a clump of bulbs here. So I am going to break these apart and add them throughout my garden. I was able to divide these into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 little pieces. I think that's 11. So exciting, free plants. And this is another reason I love cottage gardening, because I just let things go and let things reproduce on their own. And it creates all of these beautiful new bulbs. This is one of the first areas that I'm starting with. I will be digging up lamb's ear. This is the flowering lamb's ear. There is a penstemon here that I'll dig up and divide and add to the sidewalk garden. I also have, what is this called? A Stokes aster. This Stokes aster gets hidden behind everything once things grow in the spring. So I'll dig that up. There's another Stokes aster right here. Can you see that behind the lamb's ear? So that's another thing I'll dig up. All right, so I have a wheelbarrow full of plants. I have my lamb's ear, daylilies, coneflowers that still have the seed heads on them. I have some penstemon there, and my Stokes aster is tucked in there somewhere. I have a patch of Siberian irises that multiply profusely, but they don't bloom for very long. But I will dig up a clump of these and add them to the Hellstrip. I also have some beautiful daylilies over here, and I will take a division of these as well and add them to the Hellstrip. They are really beautiful. They are a orange reddish color, but I think they would be a perfect addition to the garden, especially with the Shasta daisies. To give you an idea of how I divide my daylilies, I just sink my shovel down the center of a patch of these and dig them up. They are very resilient and they'll be just fine. They will recover over the fall and winter and produce a beautiful show in the spring. All right, so this is day one of the Hellstrip renovation. It is October 28th. Plants are in place. I will probably continue to add plants. We have first frost coming, but that's okay. As long as the ground is soft enough to dig into, I can continue to move plants around my garden.